America, discovered almost by accident, settled by people whose only common denominator was the hope of a new and better life. Through over 220 years of revolution, civil war, world wars, depressions, recessions, and political scandals, the American nation continues to grow and flourish like a majestic tree, offering the promise of a better tomorrow. The seeds of that tree were planted more than 2 centuries ago by a small group of Englishmen who came to North America, searching not for gold as the Spanish and Portuguese had done in South America, but rather seeking freedom. Freedom, that elusive abstraction which had flourished under the Greeks, floundered under the Roman Empire, and all but disappeared during the subsequent 1,500 years of European civilization. By the time the Renaissance reached England, the seed of artistic freedom was well established. But the colonizers of the New World carried across the Atlantic in their hearts and minds the seed of a new kind of freedom, political freedom. Freedom from religious persecution, from taxation without representation, from all the old world archaic structures which had ruled their lives in Europe. They planted their seed of freedom in the fresh earth of the New World. The young tree, nurtured with the blood of the American revolutionaries, blossomed and produced the richest fruit of political freedom the world has ever known, the United States Constitution. And as the tree grew, its roots expanded west across the untamed continent, across the Mississippi and Missouri, and out onto the plains until they reached the Pacific shore. As the tree continued to grow, it was forced to bend to accommodate new ideas and ever-changing times. Less than a century after its planting, civil war threatened to break the tree, but as it had done during its early years, the nation produced a leader whose dedication and compassion kept the tree intact. With the Civil War over, the tree began to mature and bear fruit. Steel mills and railroads, canals and great dams, public education, and new art forms. And underlying its growth and feeding its branches was the hard work of the American citizen who never lost sight of the fact that the real wealth of the country was in her political ideals and not in her manufactured objects. Immigrants brought with them their native cultures, and the food, dress, and the customs of 100 different countries became an integral part of the American lifestyle. America entered the 20th century as a nation isolated from the rest of the world. But as we approach the next millennium, America now stands above all others as the one true superpower, spreading the seeds of democracy and freedom throughout the world.